Yo, y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Carlito the Cannon. One half of the double dose of knowledge, one quarter of the illustrious iconics, and 66 and 2/3 of the Carolina Wrestling Cartel. Y'all know who this is up underneath me, though.
Yes, indeed. This is Mr. 211. That is my drink of choice and not my weight. Always remember.
Always remember that. Today is a very, I can't put enough emphasis on how special today's episode is. As y'all see, normally behind me, I have maybe one or, I might have one positioned on next to me or something. But today I went full throttle. I think I got maybe half of them. I think I'm at like 16 or 17 now, something like that. I usually don't have my belts lined up behind me like this, but today is our introduction to the belt hobby for all of our listeners and our viewers, especially guys in the chop shop. In my circles, they call me the godfather of the belt hobby, where they know me because I'm the guy that sends them to these guys over here. I'll tell everybody that knows, when you buy your first one, it's over. You can't stop it. You can't contain it. It's something about holding it and looking at it and realizing this is actually mine, and it's not the toy replica from Walmart. But these guys to my immediate left over here, man, are two of the biggest names in the belt hobby today. If you have a belt and you have it custom, if you have it restoned, if you had a paint mod or a re-leather, 9.5 out of 10 times you send it to one of these two guys over here. So I'm gonna let them get the floor. To my immediate left is Mr. Tim Vick, the owner and operator of To The Xtreme Belts. Man, it's a pleasure to have you, bro.
And thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Like I said, if you have a custom job, and when I say custom, I mean whatever you can throw out there, that guy can do it and has done it already. And then right down there next to Mr. 211 is one of my favorite people in the hobby. I've worked with this guy many a times already, and we still got a lot more left to get done. But that is Mr. Richard Simpson, the owner of Simpsons Restoning. Man, how you doing today, brother?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
Thank y'all for being on, man. So to start, Tim, with you, when did you get your first belt, your actual first replica?
27 years ago.
Woo!
Yeah,
it was the Kevin Hart. So so you were big in the Figures Inc. versions then, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So you're an OG in the hobby, man. And for all y'all that don't know about Figures Inc., if you ever bought a WCW or a WWF magazine and you flipped all the way through to that second to last page, and there was two sides of belts, and man, when I tell you, the kid in me is coming back out, because I remember scrolling through like, man, one day I'll get one of those, man. What was the first one? Do you remember?
I got a WCW television.
Okay, wait, which version? Because are you talking like the Steve Austin, with the red middle banner, or are we talking like the Booker T, William Regal, Arn Anderson version? Or are you going NWA version?
No, this is WCW. I'm trying to remember. It was the one that had WCW. It has the texture, the nugget texturing on it.
The globe in the middle, and it's got like, okay, that's my favorite version. I love that version. And it started from there. So if that was your first one, did you continue and it just continued to grow, or did you kind of get it in?
I got it and then fell out of love with it. I was going through some stuff in my personal life, so I kind of got out of the hobby for about 10 years, and then I got back into it hardcore again.
Okay. What got you started with the custom side of it?
Well, the story that went around the world was my son had his belt stolen. It made worldwide news.
Oh man!
And at the time, it was me and Serge Moore, the guy who taught me about restoning, and he was going to restone my son's belt for him because my son has autism and had a brain tumor. So what I did is I had sent the belts to Serge. Well, when on the front porch on the Ring camera, there was actually a video of two girls stealing the boxes with the belts in them.
No.
So what I tried to do was I said, I'll figure out how to do it myself, and I'll just restore it myself. That's how I got started in doing it. I started practicing because I was trying to replace what my son just had stolen from him.
That's terrible. I mean, so did they ever get it back?
Yep, and a 3-page apology letter.
Oh, wow.
It got 1 million views within less than 24 hours.
Oh, wow. See, and that's what wrestling will do. Like, and not even just in terms of it being wrestling, but the hobby and the people who love the hobby. right is right, is wrong, and when you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us, kind of. So
Yeah.
I'm happy that had a positive
Yeah.
ending. So when it comes to the custom side of it, because I know you specialize in a lot of the out of the box thinking stuff, paint mods and things like that. How did you get started in? Because you said you started with restoning. How did
Yeah.
that transfer over to the custom side to where you just got some of the most explosive designs out there?
I'm like, I don't know. I just like to do something different. Like I did a glowing belt, which I should have sent you that video yesterday. I forgot about that belt, which was,
Wait, what?
like the
Like the
Naomi
Naomi?
one. Yes.
Oh,
I did that on the network logo
That was cool.
oh
on
wow.
the men's side. But I mean,
Okay.
I don't know. Like I just like to be different. I hate to have something that everybody else has. I like to be different than everybody else. That's the only reason I do the crazy stuff, because I just wanted something different than everybody else.
Okay, I got you. Yep, y'all already know who it is. The other guy is in here now. Okay, I see you with the priest in the background, man.
Yeah, a little something.
Look, it's not the Rollins belt. It's the priest belt, man. It is what it is. So with you question. With you having the amount of work in with the custom side, which do you prefer more? Is it more so you're fine with getting the simple restone or maybe like a paint mod, or do you want the crazy expansive work stuff?
I want the crazy shit. That's what I want.
Okay. Speaking of crazy, we're about to put up a couple of your images and some videos, man. Like I said, I mentioned the SpongeBob belt, the Patrick Star spinner, man. That was crazy. I'm about to pull that up while I'm waiting on that to finish loading. Richard, what was your first belt in the hobby?
I got a smoking skull. Oh Jesus! I think shortly after they first came out. I don't even know how many years ago it was. I can't remember that far back, but
Oh wow, so that's what, 98?
it was. Yeah, it was. I had a Reggie Parks Crown WWF IC. Obviously, I didn't have the logos on it because I was too cheap to spring for the extra logo. But I ended up getting that because I was a huge Austin fan too. So I got that, and that was definitely my first replica. And then I went from there. I collected pretty much anything that came out, except for WCW. I wasn't big into WCW belts, but I definitely was heavy WWF.
You know, hurt that man hard.
No, he really did. Because if y'all watch and y'all listen, y'all know I'm Mr. WCW. I thought I knew you, man. Like I thought we were boys, man. I can't have a non-WCW guy. No, I'm just messing. Everybody on here has a very passionate love for a specific organization. I'm WCW. Blackout's not here right now. He's coming, but he's Mr. ECW. Expansive knowledge, and I'm talking like Eastern Championship Wrestling. So y'all are gonna get asked about those belts. And then my two guys right here, they're WWE guys to the heart. I don't know why. Well, you know what? Let me not say that. I know why and I know how. 211 actually loves the Undisputed, but JBL is his favorite champion ever. So
Hey,
I'm
sorry.
that's wrestling
you,
to do for you.
You see it behind me. There you go, right there.
Yeah. And Ron, I know you're a rock guy. Yeah, he's a Dwayne.
Yeah.
He's an attitude era guy.
We're gonna pray for Dwayne. He's going through a tough time right now.
If he would stop lying, like God. T. With Simpson, you got any questions for him, bro?
Yeah. See, I'm newer into this world. You know what I'm saying? The Chop Shop got me that first belt behind me right there. But what exactly is restoning?
Basically, you take those cheap plastic stones out and put some good ones in, whether you want the Swarovski or if you want cubic zirconia.
Okay.
Just make it look more ring accurate, I guess you could call it.
Okay. I can dig that. Because, you know what I'm saying? I'm just learning as we go. Whatever information I get is, you know what I'm saying, brand new to me. So, you know what I'm saying? And so people basically just send theirs to you, and like the both of you, they send them to you, and you just blow it out.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
I like it. Do you ever come up with like anything? What's the word I'm looking for? I want to say custom, but if somebody's sending you their belt, it can't necessarily be custom. Do they tell you to like do any kind of crazy stuff with it? They send it to you and get it back different than what they sent.
Yeah, it depends on if they want like, if they want to look like the ring belt, if they want it to look, like that one, a little bit more custom. They might say, hey, think out of the box and make something nice, make something different.
Okay.
Obviously, Tim's into the custom stuff too, so he knows how that is with wanting to do more custom stuff too. But most of it is just standard. They want it to look like the ring belt, but you get the ones that want to go over the top and
Baby on real quick.
make it look different.
Yeah. What's the difference? So I know for you, I know both of y'all kind of know because you both do it. What's the difference between the Swarovski crystals and the cubic zirconias that you guys will replace them with?
You want to take that, Richard?
I can if you want to. Doesn't
No,
matter.
go ahead.
Basically, the biggest thing I can say is the cubics are more like a more natural diamond-looking stone. The Swarovski have a reflective backing on most of them. You can get them without, but that kind of enhances like a lot of the spinners that I do, and I think Tim does too. We'll use Swarovski around the edges and for a lot of the rounder stones too, just because they pop a little bit better. But that's what the reflective backing will do with them versus the natural diamond-looking stone, I call it, with cubics.
So the backing matters.
Yeah,
On the stone, yeah.
Swarovski has more of a reflective on it, so it helps enhance it a little bit more. But the cubics have more color to them, I guess we could call it that. More natural.
Okay. Had no idea. See that, and that right there is the type of stuff that's why we ask.
I would say like over the years, especially for you guys, time spent on a belt. I know, especially in today's market, belt collecting is getting higher and higher. People want to, get creative with a couple of their belts. How do you guys feel as far as like time on belt? I know you guys get a lot of requests, but what's your time on like per belt? Is it just depending on what the person is asking, or is it mainly like I'm meticulous, I'm going to take my time to ensure it's the best product for this person possible?
That's my goal, but that's the way I say it. I have a minimum of 90 days, regardless. That's what I tell them, 90 days, because God knows in this world, you never know what could happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%. I agree with that too. A lot of people will, I'll try to give a time frame, but I've had a lot of belts this year that I've been getting really far behind on, just because of a lot of personal stuff that's going on. People have seen my story about my dog in Beanie this year. I had to spend almost $17,000 to save the dog from dying. I just had $2,500 scammed out of my freaking bank account a couple months ago from a stupid timeshare that we signed up for. So that's been a disaster. But
Timeshares.
most people are pretty. They understand, but they want their stuff. And you send your stuff away, and you don't like. There's always that unknown, even with people like me and Tim, all known. They're like, hey, you're still a stranger. I'm still a stranger. We don't know who the hell you are. We've never met you. We want, they're nervous about their stuff not coming back. It's time frames are hard too. Tim's got kids. I got kids. We have personal lives. Kids come first. Family comes first, and
Right.
It's a big
Absolutely.
between it all. But I think we try to do our best and make sure the product gets out to people. I'd rather spend more time and have it come out right than rush it, have to replace it, and that's happened before too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's definitely good to hear, especially like just taking that time to ensure it's the best product. We understand, like, just especially with the market, how everything's going. People want what they put out as far as money wise into belts, because belt collecting is very expensive, especially once you get into those customization routes. Definitely praying for your dog and everything. I'm a big dog lover, so I completely understand that.
She's a ball of fire right now, so she's a lot better. But it was rough to start the year, that's for sure.
I said, well, definitely good that hearing that your dog is doing better. I would ask for both of you guys, what's your most expensive projects, and what is the most creative request that you guys have received from somebody?
You want to go first, Richard? Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, you can go first. You're
I actually had a rapper that I'm not allowed to say who it is, wanted $1 million belt done, but they wanted it done in real diamonds. Needless to
Woo.
say, I didn't have the money to front that. So if they wanted to do it, they'd have to actually pay me the money in advance to go ahead and do it. But that's my biggest request. I've had the $1 million belt done in real diamond.
Oh, like Ted DiBiase's $1 million belt.
Well, he used cubic zirconium. The real belt has cubic zirconium in it, not real diamond.
Yeah, but the rapper wanted real diamonds.
Yes, correct.
Wow, that's crazy.
Why?
You
You know what I mean?
Think about
Like,
that belt, though. That's bragging rights right there. Think about, there's what was that? 3,000 stones in that thing?
Oh, that's crazy.
Jesus.
I was
That's
going to ask if
expensive.
anybody ever had real diamonds in it, but you just went ahead and answered.
That's the question. Also, have you done one with real diamonds?
I did an Intercontinental Oval IC that I did with 6 real stones in it, which are 8 millimeters. So that's a pretty big diamond per 6 of them.
That sounds beautiful.
This guy loves that belt, and I don't understand why. Like, listen, in the hobby, of course, you like what you like. I don't understand the infatuation with the oval. It just didn't do anything for me.
Once they switched the strap from purple to black, it was beautiful.
Well, so for a while, though, they didn't even switch it. The purple just got dirty, and it just was so dirty, it looked black for a while.
Oh, well, either way, I ain't noticed it like that. But I still like that joint. That joint was beautiful.
Who was your favorite oval champion?
The Rock.
I thought you were. Well, you know what? I'm not mad at that either. Though.
Sorry,
I'm not mad at that because he held the classic in the oval.
I think the oval debuted with him. I'm not
was the oval in that SummerSlam ladder match? Was that the oval with him and Triple H?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm not. That's one of my favorite ladder matches of all time. So and I love the yellow ladder. Like I wish they would have done that more often. Rich, what about you, man? And one because I know you probably get some requests like that diamond or anything like that.
I actually did $1 million belt. I want to say it was like 6-8 months ago for Tyrese Halliburton from the Pacers.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow.
That was probably my most recent, I guess, celebrity. I guess I did a belt for. I get some custom work, obviously with the side plates that I do.
Wow. So, and I didn't even know Tyrese was a big wrestling fan like that. So we saw, you start to see a little of the interaction, and then you saw him on SmackDown. But wow, and that's why that's another thing I love about the hobby: the fact that we're normal, everyday, working class individuals, but there's also some people in other realms of sports, entertainment, and stuff who have they share the same love for what we do too.
It's kind of like car shows. You got the car shows that you show off your classics, you show off your platinum cars, you show off newer, older cars. But in the belt collecting community, it's all about, hey, I see you got that belt, but what version of the belt do you have? What kind of spices did you add to it? And who did you go through? And especially you guys, you making a name for yourself, just building into the industry. And I know it's a very competitive market. I guess I would ask too, it's just how do you separate yourself from everybody else? Like, what is your mission or what is your goal to the wrestling fans or just fans in general, casual or just diehard fans?
You want to go, Richard?
I just try to put out the best stuff that I can. Obviously, I want, if somebody sends me their stuff, I treat it like it would be my own. I wouldn't, I've obviously had to replace belts that, I've had damage from drill bits snapping, from Dremel bits, going off guard and scratching plates. It's my fault. You get a replacement. It's not the person's fault. I try to do. That's my motto and my goal is to make sure what you send me is what you get back.
So when you say drill bits snapping, like what? Because I know there's a lot of work that goes into what y'all do. Like I know with Richard, you'll do front mounting screws on the side plates. You'll do because even with the newer replicas that have the back covered and people want stuff done, like so when it goes into the amount of work on replacing screws and everything, like how really in depth do you guys get with that?
As far as like replacing screws or whatever? Or?
Yeah, like because you said drill bits will snap. Like so, while you're doing the work, your actual drill bits get damaged, or do you just mean like the
Yeah, I mean, you have your. I mean, I have a whole. I mean, just a simple drill bit like that. You know, if you're, I've been drilling into a scratch logo before, and those motherfuckers, they just, excuse my language, they just snap. Tim's had that problem too many times. I know. Yeah,
Many times.
Oh wow. So and wait, you said scratch logo. So you mean the network logo with the scratch symbol that The Rock debuted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Certain versions of that one is the plates are like super tough to drill into, and I've snapped many of them.
And see, and I've seen guys say they want to get into restoning, and they'll send you guys questions publicly, and you guys won't answer. Which, hey, listen, this is an industry for you guys, so I understand that. But so I know Tim, you said that you were introduced into restoning by a mentor. Is there training that you can go through to learn how to do this stuff, or is it you just got to get a couple belts and trial and error?
Trial and error. Like, nobody has ever given me the exact sizes for anything. I've had to figure it out. I had to go to, Harbor Freight and go buy a digital caliper. That's the only way you can start. But the mentor told me you need to drill, you need to glue, you need to do, like, he was telling me those specifics, but I was never told a size to use. It's one of those things that it makes you feel more accomplished if you do it all yourself compared to just be handed the answers. It makes you feel more complete as, not only as a man, but it makes you feel better as a man where I did this creation with my own bare hands. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. I understand that. Okay. Look, my man snuck in here real quiet, but y'all already know Mr. Blackout Jones, the historian of the group. I mentioned you earlier, bro, because we talked about our love for different organizations, and I let them know who you rep and what who your team is. But have y'all gotten any requests on any ECW belts? Like the world, because I mean, there's not really any stones in their replicas, right?
Mm-hmm. No.
I was asked to make one.
You were asked to make one.
Yeah, probably a year or so ago, I was asked to make one of the.
That is right, because you do custom belts.
Yep, I got.
Exclusive.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Wait, is that a hoverboard?
Yeah, Back to the Future, baby.
Wow. Hold on. Wait, what was that? Is that another? Is that
wow.
That's tough.
Wow.
God.
Clean. I love it.
I have to fix the paint on one of the spots. I just noticed it.
Sheesh. Okay, wait. Time out.
Details matter, baby.
They matter, right? I mean, the dates and the time on there. Is that for a specific customer, or is that something you're doing?
Mine.
Man, so because you had the what was one of the customs that was done? Was it the
I've done a Ninja Turtles one.
The Ninja Turtles one.
I've done a Ghostbusters one. I've done a Mandalorian one. I just got my WrestleMania for Vegas design.
You want a Ninja Turtle belt, baby? Okay, you about to get an order. My fiance wants a Ninja Turtle belt. Wow. So you do the plating and everything. Like you get the design.
No.
They'll send it to you and cut it. Okay, so
I get the design. Well, I work with Andre Dorsey. He does a lot of my design work for my custom belts. So basically, he will send me the design. I'll send it off to my etcher. I'll get the plates back. I'll get them all, sanded down, polished, and ready to go. And then they go off for plating, because to do in-home plating would be very, very expensive, and you need a lot of different licenses and all that crap. And in Florida, that's just not anything I have the space or time to do. But
I got you.
And then basically when it comes back, I'll do the painting, stonework, obviously, and then I want to have somebody do the Back to the Future leather for me once I get it all finalized and done.
Leather on a that's crazy work, though.
I got some ideas for it, but we'll leave that for another time.
And so for people who were wondering about his design efforts, so this is a custom Tommaso Ciampa side plate, because Richard Simpson and Simpson Restoning also do custom side plates for your belts. I've seen some Roman ones. I'm definitely coming to you for some Roman. Look, I love the exclusives.
I'm waiting for the paint to dry, but Bray Wyatt.
Oh, that's fire.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh.
That's fire.
Oh,
Trigger. That's you.
Hey, look, that's fire.
Trigger, that's you.
you got anything
That
else
is
you can
you.
show us? You got one or two more you can show us on there?
You like no?
No, actually, I think I sent them. I actually sent them all out. I have some sports ones that I've done. I don't really show those because those I've been in trouble for doing.
For the logo, like
Yeah.
we
I kind
understand.
of make those. I make those and I kind of keep them for myself. I have a set of Denver Nuggets one I did when they won the championship. I got Celtics ones in the works this year for when.
No, boo!
I got some Kansas City Chiefs ones that I'd like to throw into the canal behind my house, but
I'm fine with them. I'm fine with my home side plate. And you can pretty much do anything to the imagination with that, right? Minus, of course, the licensing issues and everything.
yeah, I prefer to do stuff that's not going to get me in trouble. I made some for I think I posted them on my site for Drew Boyer. I think I posted it last week. That came out really good.
Okay.
A lot of the custom stuff I like to just. I'd rather do something that somebody comes up with rather than, copying a picture offline.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then that's a small example of what a restone can look like. Is that one of the more time-consuming restones that you'll do though?
Yes.
Yeah, my very first belt that I restoned was actually a spinner, and when I was first starting off, I didn't have a drill press or anything like that. I removed every single stone with a razor blade, and that was a bitch.
Oh God.
But I was still learning. I was learning how to do it, and I had no idea what the hell I was doing. So I was like,
Okay, wait. What's that, Tim? Let me.
This is my stone popper.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. And that's how you pop out the plastic ones?
Yep.
Okay. Because you wouldn't use those on the actual stones themselves, would you?
I use this to take a stone out no matter what belt stone. This is what I use to take the stones out with.
Okay. Wow.
It's custom made.
Okay. So prime example, because I know with mine, which I just caught some flack for recently too, Richard, from Carmine, which was funny as hell. So this is the elite version of the World Heavyweight Championship. With this one, it already came with cubics, correct? Or what stones are in the elite? I can't remember.
It's supposed to be cubics. Oh no, Swarovski.
The Swarovski in the elites.
Yes.
Because when Richard did this one, and let me zoom in on it. When he did this one, of course you guys see the paint mod on it as well. But you notice the stones on the outside are red. Just kind of in the vein of the big gold, because I'm such a WCW guy that I wanted it to mirror what we had in WCW, but of course still make it something that would be eye-popping and catching when you see it, which it really was. Because when I went to Raw with this, man, it was, hey, can I see your belt? Where'd you get it from? But on a job like that, when you say that you guys prefer to really get the custom jobs, is this something you kind of look forward to as well? Just like hey, I can knock this out and be done with it. Like, I know you still take a lot of care and time in your craftsmanship, but is this something you guys look forward to doing too? Just something that may not be completely custom, but not too many people have this version.
I just soon do custom than a regular, table, just the same thing as every other belt on every single table, just regular TV belt. I'd rather do all custom. If I never touched a regular TV style restoning, I'd be perfectly content with that.
Oh wow, okay, wow. Rich, how do you feel? Are you, because I know like you'll get some crazy eyed, some questions. Like I know you did, and I don't have the video for it, but you did one of the women's world championships for Rhea, and you did the purple stones around it. Like, how do you feel about doing those, or do you kind of look for something a little more challenging? Or
it's nice to break it up every once in a while. I mean, I honestly like the TV stuff too, just because that's what everybody wants. But I think it helps break it up too for me, where I have the custom side plates that kind of help break up from doing the same thing
Okay.
over. So I mean, I like doing custom stuff too. It's a little bit more fun, I think.
With that sparkle.
I will say, well, I know we all appreciate the level and amount of effort that you guys put into like each belt and understanding like, what the customer wants, what overall aspect you would like to achieve, especially for you guys as companies, your brand. I know just like in any job field or anything that you deal with, you're going to have a lot of negative individuals that can be in the industry that try to say, oh, they try to talk down about your business. Have you guys dealt with that, or are you guys battling with some people who they may be jealous of what you do, or they just say, hey, they're just going to speak negativity onto your business? Have you guys been involved in any of that?
Me and Richard just bitch to one another. That's all we do.
We used to not like each other either.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
See, that's what wrestling will do, and that's what the hobby will do for you.
We probably had a good 6 months, I think, where we would have liked to see each other. I wouldn't say harm to each other, but there was a lot of hatred for whatever. I don't even remember what the hell it was for either. But there was
I don't either.
between us. But we ended up just talking one day. We're like, dude, this is stupid. We're both adults. We're both men. Let's axe this shit and enjoy wrestling. Enjoy the belts.
And I love to see that, especially in the hobby, because there's already so much contention inside the hobby. Like, when I brought Trigger in and Blackout, and I let them know, like, hey, okay, because as we know in some circles, in some of the elitist circles, boots are not welcome. They just don't want to deal with boots at all. If you don't know what a boot is, it's anything that's licensed and reproduced by anyone else, not that owns the licensing. So there you go. Look, I got a couple. I got a couple because I was a fan. I loved Fandu. I'm sorry. I was a Fandu supporter. I still am. They just don't have any more belts. So I'm just like, okay, well, when y'all drop one, I'll get it. You said that's a CNC?
Yep.
So for anybody that doesn't understand what that is, what does CNC mean?
It's just a different way of etching the belt, where you have your acid etch belts versus I think it's a machine. I got it from overseas. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care who knows. I don't care.
Pakistani boots. Listen, and there are some makers. So this hold it up, Black. That IWGP you see there. Now understand something. We've met Switchblade with it, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and they said that's one of the most detailed and heavy belts they've ever held. You can find a boot and find some guys who can make some of these that are almost one of ones, and nothing's ever going to be perfect.
Right.
But you can find some of these guys who put the time and effort into getting the designs right, because as y'all can attest to, the design is the most important part of it. That's where you get the the rope barrier around it, or even just the figures on the side that are tying up. They may be off because the design and the artwork is half-assed, but that's what matters most. But when I tell you that IWGP he has is ridiculous,
super heavy,
beyond heavy. Like he walked around with it at a show, and I was just like, I don't know how you doing it. I don't know how you doing it.
The shoulder was on fire.
No, shoulder not on fire. I'm gonna tell you when it was on fire. When SummerSlam, because I had the FTW belt. Like I was carrying the FTW belt and the IWGP through the airport. That's when it was on fire.
When y'all travel with belts, because I know Richard, you'll do Mania. Tim, I'm not sure if you go to many shows or frequent them, anything like that. When y'all travel, how do you suggest taking them? Is it like just put it in your suitcase, or if you want to carry it, like how do you to limit your TSA hold up time, but also just kind of in the care and protection of the belt?
I carry mine either on my shoulder or around my waist.
Okay.
Best places to carry it.
Yeah. I mean, well, so Trigger, have you taken yours on a flight yet?
I try to stay away from taking on a flight. I just truly don't want to deal with the hassle with TSA and take it out your bag, and then they throw my belt, and then it's gonna be a problem.
Let me speak on that. So I took mine, of course, on a flight. And the first thing they did was when they went through the belt or whatever, First thing they did was they put me to the side. They was like, hey, we need to look at this. And when they looked at it, all their eyes just wide. It was wide.
I say my guys asked to take pictures with my belt.
And that's what I was gonna ask. It's an attention thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, you don't want to get held up at TSA taking pictures either, but it's just kind of like, okay, well, if it'll get me out of getting strip searched, you know, hey.
Yeah. But I don't trust. I'd rather to carry it on the plane than put it under the plane because I don't trust whoever handles it once it leaves my person.
Okay.
Then I must have got extremely lucky because when I went to Texas for WrestleMania, I just put mine in the bag.
Okay. You're undisputed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we can't trust. I can't trust Charlotte Douglas.
No, I wouldn't trust Charlotte Douglas Airport either, bro. You made a very valid point, dog.
I know next time I'm gonna listen to y'all and just have it on my person so I know it's with me.
I feel you. I got one last question. I'm sure everybody might have one more for y'all. Give me your top 3 favorite replica belts, period. Like not just ones you've worked on, but when you see it, it jogs the memory, or you just love the belt. And we can start with you, Tim, if you want to go first, brother.
I'll go with the spinner belt number 1, 100%, rated R number 2, and the aggression era SmackDown tag.
Oh my gosh, no. Okay, and I gotta ask you about these. Okay, why spinner? Definitely, because that's one of the most polarizing belts probably in the hobby. Because it's just like Cena. You either love it or you hate it. There's no in between.
I mean, I was always one of those guys that wanted the spinning rims, so I just love the idea. I mean, I've owned over 100 of them, so
that answers that perfectly. So, and then you said the rated R. So the rated R spinner basically pretty much in the same idea, or were you just an edge head?
it's just the same thing. It's a spinner belt. It's all the same thing. I mean, heck, even the one that Matt Cardona, I used to have it. Matt Cardona had one. Yep. I had that one for a while. Like just spinner in general. Something about the technology to be able to take something so easy as putting a spinner on a belt, but yet it's so massively different. That's why I dig it. I don't know. It's just different.
Did you like the US spinner?
Yeah.
See, I like that. Actually, was the one that I loved the most out of everything that he did. I don't know. I guess because it was first, but it was just like that was when Cena was still so lovable that it was like he could do no wrong. And then you said the ruthless aggression era tags. Why?
The SmackDown tag, something about that thing. It's just awesome. Put a nice curve in it. It's golden.
Man, I'm hurt. My feelings are hurt. Because I say that only because I was a big Raw Ruthless Aggression era tag fan. I love that. I don't know why. I think it's more so just because of the design. It's similar to the WCW style tag. So I think just like the eye-catching appeal of it for me just kind of. But okay, that's actually a really interesting top 3 because I don't know anybody that has the spinner twice. Like I said, it's polarizing. It's people love it or they hate it. And the people that hate it are like, I mean, of course they're boomers, so they're like, it's just crap anyway. But it's just like I don't see a belt that catches more flack when talked about than the spinner. Rich.
Ken loves the spinners.
Yes, I do.
Do you really?
Oh yeah, he is.
So what's your 3?
You're talking replicas or just overall belt?
Overall belts. It's the 3 that you love. Like when you see them, they garner a reaction from you.
I mean, I have to go with Tim, and I'll say the spinner. Probably, I won't say the spinners first, but the spinner I would say number 3. My top, I would have to say. I would have to say the WWF Big Eagle.
Okay.
Obviously a huge Austin fan back then, so that was kind of second. I would almost, even though they haven't been around for very, very long, I mean, I was going to say the AEW just because of the design and the detail, but as far as favorite, tough. I would probably have to say...
What's that last one? I know you got it. I know it's hard because you're so in the hobby, so it's hard to boil it to 3.
Textured big gold.
I'm gonna go with my Ninja Turtles belt.
There you go.
Nothing wrong. I like the personal
Yeah.
choice. I love that idea.
I was always a big Ninja Turtles fan. I'll never grow up, I guess, but I just
Teenage
It's
Mutant and
completely
Ninja
fine.
Turtles. So you said the Big Eagle, because that's one that I feel like it didn't get a long enough run with, but also it's weird to me, and I don't know if y'all can attest to it. To me, it felt out of place with Austin. I felt like when I look at it, the aesthetics of it, I would have felt like the Big Eagle would have came before the Winged Eagle. Like, just especially during an Attitude style era, that belt just always seemed way too, I guess I want to say, prestigious looking to be the belt that represented the Attitude era. Just my opinion on it.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like a proper championship, but for what was going on during the Attitude era, that's not the belt I would have thought would have been the representation of the era.
right.
I love the Big Eagle. I'm one of those guys that actually prefers it to the Winged Eagle. I love the Winged Eagle, but I just, like you said, I think it more so has to do with the Austin era of it too. That was the belt, especially at the time when WCW was almost out of business anyway. That became the belt of wrestling. That was, the IWGP belt was nice. The ECW World Heavyweight Championship was cool too, but like that Big Eagle during the biggest time in wrestling just seems like it was that belt.
Big Eagle was the little Walmart joint that my dad got me back then.
See, that belt holds memories for people because, like you said,
shout out.
Shout out to the heathen ass dad. But like you say though, it's the era, of course, and like you said, it's Austin. So of course you're gonna love anything that he had, but that makes sense for me.
And Austin was kind of like he was ushering a new era because that the Wing Eagle, that was more of trying to get away from the Hogan, the Bret Harts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we had to have something for Austin, to solidify, hey, this is the new era that we're ushering, and this is the guy that's doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not now. If y'all, I don't know if y'all ever have watched, but I'm not the biggest Attitude Era guy. I love in what it meant for wrestling, but I preferred Ruthless Aggression just because it was less shock TV and more. And I grew up during the Attitude Era. I was the kid where if you miss Monday Night Raw, you might as well not go to school Tuesday because you're not gonna have shit to talk about. Like, I remember those days, but it's just I've always preferred the Ruthless Aggression era. But as far as my, I look at it, and like I said to begin it, you two are two of the biggest names in the custom side of it in the belt hobby, period. Is there anything y'all want to say to the hobby, just kind of like the, talk to your fans or anything like that?
You want to go, Richard?
Go ahead.
All right. The only advice I can say as being in this hobby for over 27 years is I don't care if you've got a $100 replica from Pakistan or you have a $10,000 Reggie Parks. No matter what it is, don't clown somebody for having a belt that they've always wanted their entire life, and respect everybody's opinion of what they think about their belt. Don't put your 2 cents in it because you have an official Reggie Park and the person's got a Pakistan belt. Just let them know that they have the love of the hobby, because there's so many people that are beefing around nowadays that have no point in being in the hobby. So support everybody no matter what belt they choose. It's their belt. That's the one they wanted. That's all that matters.
Respect. That's respect.
Much respect to that, bro. Thank you for that, man. Jeez.
Can't get no realer than that.
You really can't, bro. Like wow. Look, that's a tough statement to follow, Rich.
that was kind of along the lines of what I was thinking, but I don't really have much else to say other than what he said. I mean, just we're all in this together. We're all in this for a special reason. We love wrestling. We love wrestling belts. If you have a cardboard one, if you have one that you got from whoever made it, who the hell cares where you got it from? As long as you like it, you love it. That's all that should matter. Not. It always boils down to money too, because people always want to be like, "Wow, I have this belt from this person." Who cares? Who cares? Like what you like and collect what you want to collect. It's your money. You work hard for it. I don't give a shit if anybody likes what I have or they don't like what I have. That's just me. I collect what I want.
I hear that.
I would say in the infamous words of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson,
oh my God,
know your role and shut your mouth. Simple as that.
I'm with you 100% this time. Look, I thought you were gonna go new Hollywood lion glasses, Rock. I was about to say, please don't.
Hey, Rich, hold on. Hey, Rich, I actually made a cardboard belt a long time ago, and I put aluminum foil around it so it can have a little glimmer to it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I feel like I feel like, and it's not. But I feel like were you really a wrestling fan if you didn't have an imaginary belt? Like you had one. It may have been paper. You might have just took your leather belt and taped a piece of paper to the front of it, but you had a fake belt. Everybody had to have one.
Y'all remember my Chop Shop tag team belts?
Oh Jesus!
Drew them bad boys. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
That was a different love. We love you for that. We love how much you love it, bro. But man, we really thank y'all for being here with us today, dude. It's been very insightful just to see how much actually goes into the hobby. But just from listening to y'all and hearing what y'all are saying, you can tell that it's not just a business for you. You guys are wrestling fans, you're wrestling belt fans, and you're hobby enthusiasts. And at the end of the day, I don't think it can get any realer or better than that, because at least, like you said, when people send stuff off to you, one, they know it's going to be protected and taken care of like it's your own. But see, there goes the thumb. I was waiting on it. But also, more than anything, they know that they're not just sending it to someone. They're going to, sometimes all you care about is getting your money's worth. But when it's a hobby you're passionate about like this, man, you're not going to do any better than sending it to one of these two guys on the screen right now, man. Seriously. And I vouch for them personally, because I just got my undisputed restoned, and I'm sorry, but them black plastic onyx, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, so I went with the cubics all around, and it just, and of course the upgraded sidebars, that mat. There's just little touches that'll just kind of make the belt, and I just felt like this one right here just deserved some better looking stones in it, man. And that's courtesy of Richard Simpson, man. Facebook, Simpsons Restoning and Belt Accessories. On X, you can find them at Richard Simpson J, and IG Simpson Restoning Services. Listen, if you want your belt to pop and shine and gleam and just be one of those things that when you go to a show or at an airport and they want to take pictures with, send it to that guy, man. My boy Tim Vick up here, and it's crazy because I didn't even realize it, but we're technically neighbors. He grew up in the Willow Spring area. That's where I'm from, and if y'all know me, y'all know I'm Willow Spring and Fuquay all throughout, man. So he's a good old country boy who has great values, man, and a good heart. You see him flashing down at the bottom, the real 2XB on YouTube, on X, Twitter, and IG at To The Xtreme Belts, TikTok To The Xtreme Belts Inc., and Facebook To The Xtreme Belts. Y'all can find them all over belt groups across Facebook.
Yes.
If you are in a belt collector group, if you just in a buy, sell, and trade group, you're gonna find these guys. And all you got to do is ask them a question, but ask about them. You're gonna get everything you need from them to know you can trust these guys. Send them your work, and I'm telling you, the level of my woman does not. She don't hate me collecting belts, but she knows if I'm getting something back from one of these dudes, she's like, all right, I ain't gonna say nothing this time. It's okay and it's acceptable. And Rich, next time I talk to you and have you on, I'm gonna make sure I show my MSK plates, because I had them hidden for a while because of what happened with Nash. But now that MSK and the Rascals are in NXT, I can bring them plates back out proudly and put them on those tags. But he did a custom set of MSK plates for me. Wow. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, because I was just like, these are going to be okay. And then I got them, and I was like, so I bought the belt then after that. But understand something, man. If you love this hobby, if you love collecting, even if you just love looking at them, give these two guys a follow. Go check out some of this work, and I promise you, it will inspire you to join the hobby. Y'all already know what's coming next, though. Trigger, let the boys and everybody on side know where they can find you at, brother.
Well, they can find me on IG at officialoveryoursound_11. On X, formerly known as Twitter, it'll be Latrell Wade, and on Facebook it's Sharon Latrell Wade Knight. And that's it. Oh, and Threads. I guess since we're doing Threads is becoming popular.
Much longer.
So we'll be just go on my IG and you can click on the Threads part and you will find me there.
Two, what's going on, bro? Where they find you at, man?
You can find me on that IG at manofsteel_BTB. Just don't look for me nowhere.
Well, your likes are private on X now, so they can find you on Twitter now. Like, they can't see what you like.
People. I don't trust them because they're going to find them, and then it's all over.
You might lose a job or something. Okay.
You know
Big Black, let them know where to find you at, man.
All right, you can find me on Instagram under blackout_Jones. You can find me on Facebook at Blackout Jones, and you can find me at X Joker Driver 514.
And y'all already know Carlito Cannon on everything. That's just look for me. You'll see me. I mean, nobody looks like me and nobody does what we do over here on BTB, especially with this belt thing, man. That's what we do. But for all of my boys on here, for Mr. Tim Vick and Mr. Richard Simpson, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is part one. We got a little bit more coming, but understand something. This belt hobby gets very, very deep. So once, like I said at the beginning, once you get into it, there's no running from it. So for your boys at BTB, man, catch us next episode. Same BTB time, same BTB channel. We out. Don't do it. I know. I guess. Whatever. I'll let you have this one. Jesus.